What's going on, guys? Ahmed here, back with another video. Here today to give you my review of this new City Morgue album, My Bloody America. So, uh, City Morgue is a duo consisting of Harlem rapper Sauce Mula and Bay Shore rapper Zillakami, who make up the trap metal duo of City Morgue. So, going into this album, I was very impressed with a lot of what City Morgue and particularly Zillakami had to offer. They offered a very unique and different sound when it came to New York. And that's one of the things I always look for when it comes to like finding New York artists is like, people who are like different from the common three tropes of drill, melodies, and lyricism. As a result, I really took to his music. And while I don't personally, listen to all of it because I'm not the craziest fan of rock, I still really was able to sit back and appreciate what he had to offer. With that being said, for this album, I was a little bit concerned because we had those two singles, Skull and Crossbone and Ha Ha Waka Waka, that were pretty underwhelming overall. And I can say that overall, the album I think isn't quite as bad as those two songs, but it generally stays around that level. Overall, average with a bit of lack of structure. So let's get into it. Starting off with the writing, and this is just a good for me. I think that Zillakami generally kind of takes a step down whenever he has to rap alongside City Morgue because he's with Sauce Mula and because the vision is a bit tighter with the City Morgue albums. Uh, uh, Generally, you're sort of getting, a story here and there about what he went through, a story about how he caught a body. But I think the real impressive thing about City Morgue and what they stand for is the really unique words and unique phrases and refrains that they decide to use, pulling a lot from their metal influences. Using very shocking and intense imagery to convey emotion and paint pictures. With that being said, because this was 15 songs and there wasn't really any depth or diversity to their writing, it kind of just remains repetitive a bit. Yeah, overall, the writing was it was cool. Sauce Mula, we'll get into him in a sec, but honestly, like what he says really isn't all that bad. There's other things that I think sort of bring him down as a rapper, but I would say overall what he says, he's got his own unique wording. He loves the word goblins for some reason. I think that lyrically they both do the trap metal sound justice, and I would absolutely consider them pioneers in this genre. Again, that being said, there was little to no diversity, so it was just good. Production, I would give a great. There was your lowlights like a funny, but where the mixing was just so unbelievable that like you can't really hear anything that they're saying. And I understand that that's kind of the point, but it was just not. It's just not a sound that I'm particularly fond of, to be honest. But other than that, there was a lot of layers in the production. The guitar samples, the guitar riffs, the white noise nature of the production was just loud enough to where it was intense and mind altering, but it wasn't too much to where I couldn't hear what they were saying, and that was really really strong. I overall really enjoyed Skull and Crossbones, Welcome to Hatman. Welcome to Hatman, like as a beat. Sauna was also really really great to me. And yeah, overall, I think that this was pretty standard Zillakami production, just that unique metal trap sound that they're so known for, where they take a lot of the guitar riffs from metal and add the 808s and add the hi-hats and add the kick drums of trap to create, again, this trap metal sound. It's overall pretty unique and pretty refreshing. That being said, due to, again, lack of diversity, it doesn't get higher than a great for me. And yeah, chemistry, honestly, again, I'm gonna give it a good. It was alright. Like it wasn't really. I would say that the main things were that like I really enjoyed a lot of the choruses. Well, some of the choruses. I don't know what that like welcome to the welcome to Hatman chorus was, or that haha Walker chorus was. But overall I enjoyed the choruses, and I think that Sauce Mula and Zilla Kami provide different voices to make it an actual like dynamic experience. Uh, and they overall go with the production very, very well. You can tell that they're very, very proficient in this style of music, and they really do love rapping with each other. That being said, Sauce Mula really brings this down for me personally because I just really, I feel like his voice is just really, really abrasive. Uh, and While I understand the vision, I don't think it always goes like with the song really. I also think that to a certain extent, Sauce Mulek sort of brings the lyrical standard of the project down, and Zilla, to a certain extent, is sort of forced to catch up. I cite Zilla's solo album as a clear example of when Zilla has free, and total control of what is able to be talked about on the record. And so that kind of counts against, you know what, yeah, nah, I'm going to give their chemistry a mid. That does kind of count against their chemistry, the fact that I feel like to a certain extent, Zilla kind of is held back by Sauce Mula lyrically. I also think that, and I was talking to my friend about this, I think that City Morgue still, and I know that this, I'm trying to make this not sound like a roast of Sauce Mula, but I don't really know how else to do this. I think that the main thing with City Morgue is that it doesn't really sound, and I don't think City Morgue has ever, as an amalgamation, sounded better than just Zillakami. And so as a result, the duo doesn't really add much. And that's not like the worst thing in the world. Like, obviously I would say that, maybe certain duos like don't, I would say Kendrick and Baby Keem don't necessarily provide more than solo Kendrick. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But as a duo, if we're considering their chemistry and the necessity of them coming and working together, I don't really feel like they bring much, or I don't feel like they bring much out of each other. In terms of musical execution, again, it was cool. It was good, bordering on great, to be honest. A lot of the choruses I really like, besides that like Hatman one, because it just reminds me of Happy Llama Sad, Llama Good, Llama Bad, Llama. Like I don't know. Like listen to Welcome to Hatman, and then like Happy Llama Sad, Llama Good, Llama Bad, Llama Drama, Llama Hippie, Llama. Like bro, just listen to that, bro. But overall, the choruses were pretty solid. Zillakami's verses were pretty enjoyable, and you can tell that he's both a talented vocalist and a talented rapper. But the way that Sauce Mula just comes in really oftentimes takes me out of the zone a lot of it. So it makes it hard for me to truly like enjoy the songs fully. Except for this song, I would say Russian, which actually has a pretty good, it was just overall a really good song. But City Morgue, not City Morgue, Sauce Mula, actually, I think when he starts off the song, it sort of sets me into that mood of Sauce Mula a bit better. And I think his sort of sound works a little bit better over that style of production. Yeah, so I was kind of surprised, pleasantly surprised by that. Overall, I think as I listen to this project more and more, it begins to grow on me. The choruses, the instrumentals, even Sauce Mula as an artist really are beginning to. I'm beginning to like see the value and see the charm in what they do. For now, I'm gonna give it a good because that's really all it was for me. But I think again, the more listens I give this, it may elevate to a great. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know what y'all thought of this album in the comment section below. Definitely check out this album. I feel like Zilla Kami is somebody that not enough people, really check out for real. And I feel like we talk so much about, oh, like New York music, there's no diversity, everything sounds the same. But then, because Zilla Kami is not from the city, we'll ignore him and be like, we're not trying to listen to that shit. And I think that especially for like fans of drill, I think that there's a lot of value that you could pull from City Morgue and Zillakami and City and that whole movement in general. This is also the last City Morgue project, which is kind of unfortunate. They had a pretty solid run, in my opinion, as a duo, and I was overall pretty impressed with their discography and thought like they brought a lot of their own individual flair to what took place in mainstream music in general. I'm curious to see what Sauce Mula and what Zilla Kami are gonna bring with their solo work. And yeah, with that being said, peace, y'all.